Still on a roll following Hell for Life 8, we here at Scottish Wrestling Entertainment have had one of the busiest months in the company's history. With the rundown on all the goings on in SWE, I'm Justin Crow. This is the first ever episode of the Justin Crow Report. What a time we're having just now in the tag team division. At Hell for Life 8, following a year of dominating the tag team division, Tenacious Sin lost the tag team championships. Now, the fairly new-coming team of Project Revolution, that's Kevin Williams and Luke Xavier, certainly put in a great performance and managed to pick up the tag team championships. They're still quite a fairly new team, but let's not forget it was the experience of Kevin Williams that managed to gel the team of him and Luke Xavier together, and that's what managed to get them to pick up the win at their big test that was Hell for Life 8. So as the pair rolled into Kirkton on October 8th, they were up against the challenge of the Syndicate, again another team making a quick name for themselves here in the tag team division. But there was a twist. Just a couple of days before the Kirkton show, Chaz Phoenix managed to get himself suspended following actions of misconduct. So Stephen Magnus didn't actually have long to get himself a new partner. Who did he find? One of the quick up-and-coming performers of the Heartland Training Centre, young Sam Ross. Now, with only 2 days to train together and to mould as a team, they didn't really have a chance to connect and a chance to get the gel, if you will, that's managed to get Project Revolution the tag team titles. And unfortunately, come the Kirkton show, it was Sam Ross on the receiving end of the Revolution, and it was the win going to the tag team champions. Now, after that, Stephen Magnus, well, he was unhappy to say the least. He got into the ring, over the battered body of Sam Ross and said, this was your opportunity, this was your shot at the big time, and you blew it. And at that, took out his frustration and his disappointment on the battered body of Sam Ross. Well, those kind of actions are just not tolerated here in SWE. And Andrea Peck came down to the ringside and said, you know what, just because of that, you can join your partner on the suspension list. You're suspended too. Well, so a couple of weeks later, we roll into Ardlow Complex on October 21st. It's the return of Chaz Phoenix off the suspension list, but Stephen Magnus is still on it. So what did Chaz Phoenix do? He gave a second opportunity to Sam Ross. But again, it was the same formula. The pair had only been training together for a couple of days, had only managed to get to know each other for a couple of days. And there was some misunderstandings, there was some misleading information, and unfortunately, the same thing happened again with Project Revolution picking up the win. What's going to happen with the tag team division is I'll be looking at the Syndicate and Project Revolution having the main rivalry, or will Tenacious Sin be claiming their rematch for the titles sometime soon? At Hell for Life 8, following an amazing 6-man ladder match, it was E.J. Mackey picking up the win and picking up the Future Divisions Championship. So when we rolled into Kirkton on October 8th, Ian Ambrose wanted one more shot at the belt. Technically, it wasn't him that lost the belt, it was a 6-man freeway after all. So he wanted one more shot just to prove himself, and he wanted his rematch against E.J. Mackey. Now, E.J. Mackey is still quite a fairly newcomer when it comes to the SWE, and it comes to the Future Division. But this is All Night Ian Ambrose, the man that was SWE Future Division Championship for a full year. So, E.J. Mackey certainly had plenty of tapes to go over, and plenty of homework to do. But it was the unpredictable antics of E.J. Mackey that certainly gave Ambrose a hard time. Now, E.J. Mackey managed to roll out of the ankle lock and managed to kick out of the huge driver. But it was when Ambrose got himself caught up on the ropes that E.J. Mackey managed to hit the deep panting drop and pick up the win, again retaining the Future Division Championship. So a couple of weeks later we roll into Ardlow on October 21st, and the rematch was on again. Ambrose wanted that one more shot, one more match. Does it sound familiar? Yeah. So, again, a hard-fought fight by both men, but again, it was E.J. Mackey picking up the win, much to the dissatisfaction of the Ardlow crowd, but still proving that he is the name in the Future Division. So what's going to happen next when Roland talked to Ada next week on October 29th? Will Ian Ambrose get one more shot? Or is it the case that the man that was Future Division champion for a full year now has the heavyweight championship in his sights? At Hell for Life 8, following a match that saw involvement from both Ted DiBiase and Tatanka, it was the accountant from Virgil that helped Braveheart to beat Claymore at his own game, and helped Braveheart pick up the SWE Heavyweight Championship. So at Kirkton, the rematch was on. SWE CEO Andrea Peck came down to ringside earlier on in the night and said, "You know what? Me and Ted are ashamed to have a guy like Braveheart representing the company. The belt should be back around the waist of a younger, better competitor like Claymore." Claymore himself then added that he felt he was robbed at Hell for Lycra, and he definitely wanted one more shot to prove his worth. Well, following a little bit of argy-bargy between him, Braveheart, and Claymore's security guard, Andrea Peck made the match official, and the rematch was on for later that night. Now, come the match itself, the action was certainly fast. I wish I could tell you that this was a wrestling match class 101, but no guys, this was a fight. The action was in the ring, out the ring, above the ring, and even out in the crowd. The war was on, but in the end, it was Braveheart locking in the sharpshooter, and it was Claymore tapping out, and it was Braveheart walking off with the Heavyweight Championship. So a couple of weeks later we go into Ardlow, and Braveheart again was in action with the Heavyweight Championship on the line, but this time it was the former Tag Team Champion that he was defending against, young Damien. It was a fast-paced match. Again, you know Damien, he's got those high kicks, he's got the talented legs, but it was Braveheart again proving that he is the SWE Heavyweight Champion, and it was him picking up the big W. As we roll into Octorado in a couple of weeks' time, what exactly is going to happen with the Heavyweight Championship? Will Claymore get one more shot at it? Or is Braveheart here to prove once and for all that he is the champion of SWE? After Hell for Lycra 8, Mr. News was certainly on a roll. I mean, he did retire SWE Hall of Famer Ravishing Randy Valentine. As for Martin Stallion, well, he was looking to have a new beginning after losing out in the Future Divisions Championship in that amazing six-man ladder match. So as we got into Kirkton on October 8th, the two met in a match. Now, like I said, Martin Stallion was looking for a new beginning, so he had with him his brother and now manager, Mr. Raymond Buffoon. As the match got underway, it was Martin Stallion picking up the early advantage, much to the assist of his brother. But Martin Stallion might have had his brother in his corner, Mr. News had 100 strong Kirkton fans in his, and it was him hitting the iron finally to pick up the win against Martin Stallion. Later on at the end of the night, the two would meet again as the final pair in the Battle Royal. But again, it was Mr. News getting the victory over Martin Stallion. I make that 2-0 to Mr. News. So a couple of weeks later we roll into Ardlow on October 21st, and again the pair would meet. But this time, it was Martin Stallion picking up the win in the one-on-one match. But Mr. News would have a chance at redemption, as at the end of the night, again a Battle Royal, he picked up the win, making the score 3-1 to Mr. News. However, it was at that point that the Syndicate decided to drop a huge bombshell on the SWE. They teamed up with Martin Stallion and Mr. Buffoon with their new manager, former SWE General Manager Ian Black, the Solution Ian Black. What they did was they attacked Mr. News from behind and sealed the deal by putting him through a table. Without a doubt, folks, not only do we need to keep an eye on the whole Mr. News Martin Stallion situation, but now that Ian Black is back as the manager of the Syndicate, anything can happen as we head towards the end of the year. Without a doubt, folks, it's a great time that we're having here just now in Scottish Wrestling Entertainment, and there's only 3 more events left on the 2011 calendar. October 29th we make our Stirling Shire debut as we roll into Octorado Church Community Centre, and then November 26th, it's the smallest venue on the SWE calendar, but it's certainly the rowdiest, Brooksbank Community Centre on November 26th, just a week before we close off the year with Seasons Beatings 4 from Aleph on December 3rd. Folks, without a doubt, anything really can happen in SWE. As we roll into 2012, the only thing confirmed is Hell for Lycra 9, once again at the Bonner Hall on August 25th. My friends, the past is history, the future is now, but the best is still yet to come. I'm Justin Crow, thanks for your time, I'll see you in Octorado.